Ladies, gentlemen, AJ Torres, really demolish here on Cone Strikes. This is an emergency broadcast based on Yankee baseball free agency. Send this over. The thing that is pissing me off to no end, and I don't think people realize this, is that why are we flipping out over moves that were never going to happen in a million years? You think Max Scherzer was coming to the Bronx? The answer is hell no. Corey Seager got overpaid. Why do we care? Marcus Simeon, again, a guy who got overpaid and wasn't going to be here to begin with. So, what happens when you have the S&S boys going to Texas? Biggest ballpark in the American League. Is the ball going to travel? No. This isn't Colorado. This is Texas. It's huge over there. Look at the dimensions. Are they going to do anything significant, regardless of those two being short and second for a long time? Were the Yankees going to have another guy who's injury prone for 10 years to come? I didn't think they were doing 7 years for anybody that wasn't somebody who was going to be the best at their position, which Corey Seager is not. There's a lot of good guys at shortstop, but was he the best to spend all that money? No. If defense was any troubles, why'd you not stay with Gleyber Torres, who's cheaper? This is not George Steinbrenner. This is Hal Steinbrenner. And people have to remember that. This isn't the old regime where it's just like, hey, three of the top free agents we can just get. And a lot of these people are just brainwashed, absolutely brainwashed by, I guess you can say, who the Mets signed. Yeah, Scherzer wasn't going to be here, but what do they also have? Kenna, a guy who, let's just face it, are you going to take him over Joey Gallo? Okay, you could argue that if you want to go by on base percentage or batting average versus strikeouts and walks. You know what I mean? That's arguable. You could compare somebody to Joey Gallo if you want somebody who's going to hit better. I understand that if you want a contact hitter for your lineup. But Judge, okay, number 99, Aaron Judge. Call him injury prone? He played over 150 games this year. That's great. Injury prone what? If he's injury prone, what's Mike Trout? What's Fernando Tatis Jr.? Can you answer that? Can you? Can you answer that? What's Corey Seager? Exactly. Better yet, not for nothing, but did we forget, or are you so narrow minded that Aaron Judge was fourth, top five in MVP voting this year? But we all had the comparisons of it was either Otani by default, and then second would be Vlad Jr. if you only count the offense or pitching in that regard. It's so despicable. It's so troublesome. And listen, as far as the Mets being the Mets and moves they had to make, they were smart. They were aggressive. They were smart. And apparently they're not done. Good for them. They got the richest owner in baseball, so they're entitled to. And then why are we staring at somebody like the Angels? Zora pitched 2 innings in 2 years. They overpaid for him. Who cares? Aaron Loop, okay, different. I got it. That's something you could argue about. Michael Lorenzo, another 1 year deal bargain that they try to do. They try and find diamonds in the rough, but they don't have the development system to do so. So I don't care about that. John Gray, okay, another Ranger pickup. But John Gray, a fly ball pitcher in New York, anyone remember Phil Hughes? towards the end of his Yankee career. It didn't work. It's not going to work here. A fly ball pitcher cannot work pitching at home in the Bronx. He can't do it. It's an absolute disaster waiting to happen. Why would you overpay for it? Give me anybody over John Gray in the Bronx. Give me Davy Garcia. I'll bring back Chance Adams, okay, over John Gray. That's just how the cookie crumbles there. You can say what you want, but guess what? That right there is just facts. If you know your baseball, you know what I'm talking about. As far as our things are to come, it's really tough. But I mean, was Kevin Gausman coming here? I'm not so sure. But as far as the big picture in Yankee moves, I'm gonna pull up my phone. I'll pull up some transactions. Let's see. Daniel Hudson goes to the Dodgers. Was mediocre last year. Kirby Yates goes to the Braves, but again, injury prone. Okay, we got Jacob Stallings that was actually whoa. Okay, so this was somebody that the Yankees were in on, but the Marlins overpaid for him for a right-hander. Let's see. It says I assume that's a relief pitcher, a starter, and outfielder. Stallings is 31. Okay, so the Yankees didn't overpay for a 31-year-old catching prospect with little minor league, or I'm sorry, little major league experience. Who cares? Let's see. Robbie Ray goes to Seattle again. Are you so hyped up about it? I'm not. Darren O'Day basically had a cup of coffee here, 39 years old, minor league deal with the Braves. Are you so pent up about it? I'm not. Brooks Raleigh, 2-year contract for the Rays. So, tell me what transaction hurt you guys. Was Simeon coming here? No. Did you want Byron Buxton to come here? I mean, as far as injuries, we already have a problem like that with Aaron Hicks. Are you upset that Corey Kluber, who's pitched 80 something innings in 3 years? I'm not. Is it intimidating? And do I not want to pitch against this? Yeah. But am I scared in the long term picture with all these injuries going on? Him being 35 years old towards the end of his career? Arm is gonna go at any time? I'm not. Let's see. What are things can we complain about? Yimi Garcia, Hector Neris. I mean, you could argue that maybe a little bit as far as like depth, but really, I'm just concerned by this. We all, as Yankee fans, want improvement from last year. But so far, the only thing flashy that'll actually turn heads and make us say, oh, Brian Cashman finally gives a shit. What if he doesn't want to spend $200 million on a Simeon? What if he doesn't want to spend $350 on Corey Seager? Better yet, just remember that Hal calls the shots. Either way. Who wants a guy aging at shortstop in 7 years? Not me. When is he going to have to change positions? He's eventually got to go to third base. Possibly might go first. Might clog up DH for the rest of his career. We don't know. Why are we getting so worked up? The only thing flashy I think would make everything relax. It's either Anthony Rizzo or Matt Olson. The A's are probably going to charge a lot for Olson in return. Olson, with arbitration years, he's got 2 more coming up. It'll be expensive. But it's between those two. But everyone's just like, okay, they said that center field, shortstop, catcher, pitching, of course. Now, really, a lot of people are just complaining that every single great player is not on the Yankees. I got news for you. There's going to be good players that aren't Yankees. You know it. I know it. So, realistically speaking, if you see what's on the table now, are you going to be happy if Trevor Story becomes a Yankee because it's a flashy signing? Not me, because his defense isn't that great. You're going to overpay for him. And if you're going to have defensive liability, stick with Liberatores or call up one of their shortstop prospects. Am I sad that Squid Kid is gone? Yeah. But you could probably trade for him back for prospect for prospect. You could grease the palms of some of these guys. It's just part of life. You know it, and I know it. If Brian Reynolds from the Pirates comes over and you say, oh, who's that? And you don't do your homework, you're going to say, who cares? But guess what? He's going to change the way that this is going. He's going to change the direction. You want to know what's going to happen? What if instead of Brett Gardner playing 140 plus games, he plays about 70? Isn't that better? Aaron Hicks is Mr. Unreliable. Aren't you happy that you have a better piece in center field? Joey Gallo might be traded, and for what the return's going to be, we don't know. I'm just trying to put in place what people want because everyone seems to be pissing, bitching, and moaning. And when you ask them, like, what's wrong? And they say, oh, I don't know. I got news for you. I don't know is not answer. It's not. I'll eat my hat if otherwise. I'll go in the middle of Times Square naked and eat my shoe. In words of Pat Boyle. But for real, if anybody could grow a pair and say what they want, currently at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, November 29th, 2021, can anybody just say, you know what? This here, this is what I want. Now, we don't have to talk exactly the dollar amount, but just remember, you can't trade peanuts for gold, and you can't just sign anybody with a blank check. That's how it works. I think I've been clear. I think I've been blue in the face about it, and we go from there. So, for all the uneducated Yankee fans out there, stay as follows what you want and quit complaining. You're being brainwashed by media. Things that just aren't possible. And you're either jealous or your life sucks so bad you're just nitpicking. Not sure what it is, but it sucks. Know your place.